We're Bison! We are impacted! We're Bison! We're ready to get up! We want to win! Light the fire of power that make us free! We never break down! We want to win! We are impacted! The best team!
Hello and welcome back to TNI-UK Impacted, coming to you live via the Total Nonstop Impact Network on YouTube and, of course, Twitch. I'm your host, Bison, and today I am joined by the one and only Joker and, of course, the man simply known as Steve. Hey, guys, I'm back!
By design.
It's by design. Bison is back by design. I've also made sure I've got a nice roll of tissue just in case I need to blow my nose at any point. But I am feeling much, much better, guys. So thank you for everyone that sent me all the well-wishing messages. I really appreciate it. It's nice to know people care. But I'm excited to be back, taking control of the ship, as they say, and looking forward to talking about Impact, because I haven't been able to do it for 2 whole weeks. Well, other than having a little chat with EY for us last week. But other than that, yeah, I've not had much time to talk about it or really talk to my brothers. So let's go with Joe. How are we doing, bud?
We're doing good, thank you. We got the puppy settled in, so we're just getting a bit more used to the rules around the house now, but she's settled in a bit more. And Sammy's getting his ass handed to him by her.
That's how it works. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Definitely. What about you, Steve? What have you been up to, bud?
Yeah, been a busy week this week, dealing with, family and that, and yeah, work, as you know. So yeah,
busy,
and
busy. Exactly.
Keeping the impact floating.
There you go. See, that's exactly what it's all about. See, that my brother's keeping Impacted afloat while I was laid up. And I have to say, I was quite unwell for the first sort of kind of at least 10 to 12 days. I was pretty ill. I still got a bit of a cough, so bear with me because I'm about to do one now. There you go. So I've still got a bit of a cough. But I could not stay away another week. I was like, I've got to get on there. I've got to speak to the brothers. I've got to speak to everyone. But yeah, no, it's great. It's great to be back. Can I just say a quick hello to a few people? So obviously, who we got in the house today? We've got Anna Reed. She's here, or Violet. So it's lovely to see you. Courtney's obviously in the house, and she's very pleased to see me, which is lovely. Zach's in the house as well. Lovely to see you, Zach. A bonus baby. What's this all about? I don't think we know you, man. Bonus baby. Beefalo Bison back in his house. Take control of that ship. Bison ship control the ship. There you go. That's true.
Yeah.
And what we got here? Where's the Beefalo? Glad you're back. What's this? Figured you ended up like Trent, fired. Fair enough. I was almost fired. The boys fired me. Yeah. But there you go. You're right. It probably. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it did. It did last longer than Trent's marriage. Right. I wonder, where is brother Trent? That's what I need to know. Where is brother Trent and J-Bone? Where are they? Thanks.
Terrence is in.
Terrence in the house. Fantastic. Thank you for the super sticker there, Violet. I really appreciate that. That's obviously to say welcome back, Bison. I like that. Appreciate that. Keith's in the house. Everyone's welcomed me back. I love it. It's great to be back, guys. So thank you so much for your love. It's been fantastic. Now, boys, we got some rumors and news and God knows what else to talk about. Let's not go too far off the rails here. But let's talk about the amazing, the incredible Taya Valkyrie being back in the Impact Zone. And it looks like she is gunning for the AAA Reigns to Reigns title. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, I know...
For reals.
Yeah, exactly. We need to bring out as many of the Taya sound bites as possible, guys, as many of them as possible. But it's fantastic to have Taya back. But she's gone on the roster page as well, so hopefully she's going to be sticking around for a little while. Obviously, we don't know the details of her deal, but it's fantastic to see Taya back. And I think pretty much ever since she's left, we wanted her back. So she's finally back. She's back in the Impact Zone, and it's great to have her back. So what are your thoughts on Taya being back, Joe? I know you're a big fan.
I was so shocked when Taya Valkyrie came out. I expected we'd see her we'd see her before Rebellion, but I was expecting it to be like a video interruption, mostly during the weekly show rather than on the multiverse of matches. So after Deonna Purrazzo pinned Fabi Apache and she cut that fucking brilliant promo digging into AEW 2, and
exactly.
When Taya Valkyrie came up, my jaw just dropped to the floor. I was so glad I caught this whole event on Fight rather than waiting for it to come out on Impact Plus. I was so hyped to see Taya Valkyrie again, and I knew exactly what was coming because she had said she's coming back for the Reign of the Reigns Championship after she beat Fabi Apache back in February. So it was a matter of when, and I was hoping Rebellion or Slammiversary at the latest. So they've picked the perfect time to bring her back in. Hopefully she'll be sticking around a while longer.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Steve? You're a fan, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Like I say, this was written perfectly, really, wasn't it? Because you had Deonna and going against Fabi Apache, who she took the title from, so it was a rematch. And then you're placing Deonna against Taya, who again, it's another rematch. And it's great to see Taya back, and I think we all knew at some point she would be back.
Yeah.
And it just feels right, doesn't it, having her back in Impact?
I think so. I think I was gutted when she left because I think her and Rosemary were starting to really gel. Everything was starting to come together. They were really coming together really well. I love their two kind of contrasting personalities, worked really, really well together. So it was a shame, but obviously, a deal came up. She wanted to go and obviously work alongside Johnny Many Names. So it makes total sense why she went. It's just a shame it didn't work out for her in the end. But either way, we're happy. We've got her back. Yeah. So I wonder whether Mr. Impact will follow her. Who knows? It would be interesting to see if that does happen. But for now, for now, we've got Taya and we've got her going for that Reign as the Reigners title at Rebellion. What are our thoughts? Is this going to be the first loss for Deonna? Is she going to lose that title?
Yeah,
because we know that Taya she's obviously got some sort of deal down in AAA as well. So she's not just with Impact. There's obviously going to be some kind of deal with AAA, or maybe she's signed with AAA and maybe she's back with Impact based on the fact that the working relationship between AAA and Impact is the way, we just don't know. But what we do know is that she has got ties down at AAA. She's been performing down that way. Maybe this is the way that they're going to bring the Reigners title back to AAA. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that?
I think this will be Deonna's first loss. If she doesn't lose tomorrow, and hopefully she doesn't, because I have a sneaky suspicion that whoever's going to challenge her tomorrow is going to be for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. But Taya Valkyrie is most likely going to beat Deonna Purrazzo, that's for sure. And hopefully that will still mean Taya is staying with Impact Wrestling, because the speculation is she'll beat Deonna Purrazzo for it, and then she'll go to AEW and be a puppet there. But I think Taya's got more brains than that, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's what's going to happen, to be honest. But, you just never know, do you? You just never know. That's the thing. And with this sort of kind of like open revolving door thing, everything's going on at the moment. She could go over there for a while, then go back to AAA or whatever.
Yeah.
I think she's signed with AAA.
Oh, she's definitely signed with AAA.
She's signed with AAA. This is the way they're going to get their title back at Rebellion. So, Deonna's probably going to lose. The title will go back there, but obviously because we've got that relationship going on, I'm sure that we're still going to see a lot more Taya Valkyrie. period. So yeah, that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts, guys, and I'm sure everybody else thinks so as well. And it's interesting to note. I don't know I'm not sure who said it, but Athena is been spending a lot of time with a lot of the Impact knockouts as well. I think she was with them a lot over WrestleCon. So somebody was mentioning that earlier in the chat.
Terrence mentioned it.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see whether Athena does turn up. I mean, who knows? Maybe Athena is the opponent for the Champ Challenge for tomorrow.
Maybe.
You just never know. We don't know because
she was my pick to come out at the Multiverse of Matches if it wasn't someone from AEW to represent Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
So if it is her, then I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm damn pleased to see her.
Yeah, I still think by now, a name like that you would get at like a Rebellion or something like that, because you've still got to remember Impact Wrestling. Their shows are taped, so a name like that would have got out by now. You feel
that's true. That's true. Yeah,
it's one of those things where the taping schedule can be good, but if you want a surprise, you don't tend to put it on.
Oh, that's true. Violet knows, but she's keeping quiet, so we appreciate that, Violet. You keep your lips.
Correct.
We don't want to know. Remember, no spoilers on this show.
Mm-hmm.
So now, of course, moving on from Taya, we also had turn up, obviously, multiverse of matches. We had the Briscoes. And what's interesting with this one, they are clearly after the Impact Tag titles, but still not sure whether they're going to be at Rebellion though. But it's certainly clear after the promo that they put out during this week, or the Impact put out the promo that they did, which I have to say was very, very good, very engaging. I was right in on that one. That they're there for a while. I just have a feeling they're not going to be at Rebellion, or if they are at Rebellion, they're going to come in after the match that is built, which we'll talk about in a second. Maybe they'll come in after to sort of kind of, put their hat in the ring to chase the title or whatever. But it seemed the way that they were talking about it was like they were planning on going through everybody to get to the title. They weren't planning on just going for the title. They were going to go through every tag team to get there. So if that's the case, then they could be around for a while, because there's at least 8 teams before, right? There's at least 8 tag teams to go through before they actually get to the title, right?
The other thing is, like, going through every tag team, a match like this is perfect to go through every tag team.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking there. I think they could be the first guys in the match.
Yeah, you saying that? Yeah, you saying that's maybe a bit of a swerve, and they are in it, but like you say, they're the first.
It can go either way. The thing that gets me is if they're not in this match, I have a horrible feeling the Good Brothers win it, because of that connection that it feels like it's been built up between the Good Brothers and the Briscoes from that one match. You feel like there's a feud building between them two. And you feel if the Good Brothers are going, if the Briscoes are going for the titles, the Good Brothers are going to hold them.
I know that there's a lot of people out there that aren't massive fans of the Good Brothers. I personally am. I think they're great.
Oh, I am. I'm a fan of them. I'm
not saying you, Steve. I'm not saying you, mate. I'm just saying in general. I know there's people out there that aren't massive fans of the Good Brothers, don't feel that they give much value to Impact Wrestling. However, I completely disagree. I think their value to Impact Wrestling is invaluable, and they don't need to hold a title to be valuable to Impact Wrestling. And that's the thing; they don't need to hold a title. It's good that they hold a title; they're getting a title chance, but they don't need it to be valuable. I think what they do. So they do so many good things for Impact Wrestling, like behind the scenes, getting involved in contacting people. The fact that you got Laureata Pro and all that kind of stuff. We've seen wrestlers come in from Laureata Pro, and they've ended up being signed by Impact and all sorts. So they're doing a lot of. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see, which is again why I feel the Good Brothers will re-sign. I don't think they're going anywhere else. A lot of people, there's all this speculation that, come Summerversary time or whatever, they'll be gone.
That is not an appropriate question.
Again, I don't think that's the case. But we'll have to, obviously we'll just have to wait and see. But I think whatever happens, it's going to be, having the Briscoes on Impact is going to be great, even though it's probably by default. It's, AEW won't sign them due to whatever it is that's gone on in the past, which actually they've apologized for. They've clarified it all. So get over it, move on. We all say silly things at times, don't we?
Oh, yeah. Tony's got worse on there.
Exactly. So let's just, get over it, But anyway,
you can't have a noose around your neck for all your life just for one thing you've said.
No, exactly. It's just stupid. It's just stupid if you ask me. But talking about Rebellion, because obviously we obviously talking about Rebellion a little bit there. We've got several matches now that have been added on the card. So let's have a quick rundown on those matches that we've got so far. So at the moment we've got the X Division 3-way, which of course Mira's going to jump straight in that Bison loves a 3-way. We've got Trey Miguel, Ace Austin versus obviously Mike Bailey. I think we sort of kind of almost predicted that was the three it was going to be. Mike Bailey is pretty much absolutely, smashing it out of the park at the moment. So, great to see what he does with two other fantastic X Division wrestlers. This is going to be probably a contender for match of the night for me, especially if you like this kind of wrestling. What these guys do. So I personally do. So I think this is going to be contender for match of the night.
Cocktail hour, brother.
It'll probably open the show for me.
Yeah, it'll probably open the show and just blow the whole card away. Because if Mike Bailey versus Alex Shelley was anything to go by, and Ace Austin's had some absolutely amazing matches since he's come to Impact Wrestling, and so was Trey Miguel. If you look at just any match that Ace Austin's had as X Division champion, either run, and Trey Miguel, the match he had against Jake something, for example, and then Mike Bailey versus Alex Shelley, just to pick the best of Mike Bailey's recent matches. And this match is going to probably steal the whole show. And one thing I really didn't expect to see is that Madman Fulton might not be there. That is the one thing I really didn't. We all thought Madman Fulton was going to be Ace Austin's side, but it's clearly that he's been written off. Josh Alexander broke his ankle,
right?
So I think Fulton's actually gone from the company now. So
completely?
I think so. Yeah, I think personally he's been written off, and he's gone. His contract's gone. He's gone. He's really? Another guy. Yeah. Is
he still on the roster page? I've not checked on that.
At the moment, yeah.
Okay. Wow. I'll be surprised. To be honest with you, if he's gone, he might be just gone for a little while. Because I could see, because I still think that when Sammy comes back, he's not going to come back alone.
Yeah.
Nah.
I still holding out hope that Jake will be coming with him. And who knows, maybe a Madman Fulton might be coming back with him as well. But either way, I still hold out hope that Sami Callihan is not coming back alone, because he can't. You're talking about going up against multi-team, multi-man groups now, aren't you? Even if Honor No More stay together, you've got 4 or 5 guys there. If VBD, you've got a minimum of 3 guys in there, unless they bring some more in. That you're talking the Bullet Club, 4 guys or more. If he's going to be coming back to take these guys on as the anti-hero that we love, then he can't be coming alone.
No,
he can't, because he's not going to be able to do it that way. Not going to be able to do it otherwise.
Let's hope he brings Shake Chris with him.
Yeah.
I think, to me, it makes perfect sense if he was to bring Jake with him. But
he does, yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. I did suggest that to Jake the other day, and he just smiled at me. So he didn't say anything. He just smiled at me. So I was like, okay, cool. But anyway, so we then have VBD defend the tag titles in an 8-team elimination challenge. Now, that's what it's being called. That's what it's being billed. It's an 8-team elimination challenge. So if it's going to be done in gauntlet styles, I would imagine it would be, because you imagine having 8 tag teams in the ring all at the same time. That'd be insane, wouldn't it?
It wouldn't work. There's no.
I mean, that's 16 people.
Yeah.
16 people.
That's something you get that on AEW. You wouldn't get that on Impact Wrestling.
You're proper down on AEW at the moment, Joe, aren't you, man? You're proper down.
You see it occasionally, like when you have like 20 people in the ring and it's just an over-the-top kind of elimination match, just to kind of determine like a number 1 contender for like something.
I just don't think it'd work in a tag situation.
And especially on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
There's got to be something which creates order within this, even if it's like, a tag team enters every 4 minutes or something.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, teams can be eliminated whilst it's going on as well. You know what I mean? Like, they can be pinned or something or whatever. I don't know. Even before all 8 teams arrive.
At the moment, this for me is either a match that's going to make or break the pay-per-view, depending how it's booked.
Yeah. And you're right, Violet. It could be a clusterfuck. And this is my worry about this. If any of you have watched my interview that I did with Eric earlier last week, we did talk about this. And he's actually really excited about it. But we didn't go into details of kind of like what the detail of how it was going to work. We just sort of kind of talked that this match was happening, basically. And he seemed very excited about it. He was looking forward to doing it. He said it was something different. They've not done anything like it before. So I think, like you said, this could be either a clusterfuck or it could be amazing.
This is sick. This is sick. This whole place is going to hell in a handbasket.
Hang on, I've got a cough again.
I will say this, though.
Stop making me laugh. Stop making me laugh. It makes me cough. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Where were we?
I don't know, but I was clusterfucking it up there. But anyway,
it could be an absolute brilliant match that could maybe steal the show, or it could, like you say, be an absolute clusterfuck that you walk away from thinking, "Thank God that's over."
No, exactly. I don't know. I guess
it's interesting that they're leaving they're only announcing VBD in the match until the night.
Yeah, which says to me that there's potential to have a fresh team, someone turn up that we weren't expecting.
Yeah. If they only have Impact tag teams turn up, that will be a disappointment. Yeah,
no, I think it's going to be different to that. And thank you, Violet. It was specially made. I got that specially made just for the interview. So we've got that. I think, like you say, I think we're all in agreement. It's going to be a clusterfuck or great. So fingers crossed, it's going to be great. That's all I've got to say. We've then got Jonah versus Japanese legend Ishii. Again, this is basically 2 big dudes slapping meat. We all love a good slapping meat.
Damn right.
Yeah, damn right. So I'm sure this is going to be a good match. Every match, pay-per-view match, especially that Jonah's had, has been pretty badass. So I don't expect this one to be any different, to be honest. I think this is going to be great. What do you think, Joe?
I'm really looking forward to this. Eddie Edwards versus Ishii was my first time seeing what Ishii could do in the ring, and he was absolutely incredible. The match that he had with Eddie was a proper house fight, and Eddie's not a big guy.
No.
Compared to Jonah, compared to Josh Alexander or Moose or anything like that. But they had a proper technical wrestling match between each other. And I'd watched Jonah's interview with Sami Callihan too, and he talked about how Impact Wrestling is really, really adding a lot of dynamic to his way of looking at wrestling and the industry as a whole. And so he's really hyped about Rebellion and how everything's going there. And so this is just a perfect storm to really, really put Jonah over. And he seems to be he stayed in Impact Wrestling a lot longer than everyone thought he would do already. So it's clear that as time has gone on, he's agreed to stay on longer and longer and longer. And he again alluded to that a bit more when he talked to Sami Callihan. But Ishii and Eddie, they slapped the hell out of each other. And bruises across all their chests. They went
they did.
red raw. And Jonah versus PCO. The last two matches, the last two times they squared off against each other, they were just absolutely insane. And we got the finale to that this week. I can't wait to see what happens then because PCO's shoulder gets separated. I think it was actually broken at Multiverses matches. I think.
And, it was insane, absolutely insane.
And he still managed to do a match this week with a broken shoulder.
He don't give a shit, does he? Oh, PCO, he don't give a shit. Critical Sting brings up an interesting point there. You're right. The funny thing about Ishii, he isn't actually that big, but they bill him as being like. They bill him as being a big guy.
Yeah,
I think for a Japanese guy, he's pretty big.
Yeah,
because a lot of he's bigger than Suzuki and stuff, isn't he? I mean, he is bigger when it comes to the Japanese guys. But you're right, he's not as big as like what you would expect. I mean, he's definitely not as big as Jonah. So in fact, he'll probably look small in comparison to Jonah. But the dude hits hard.
He hits hard. He's relentless. He's the Stone Pitbull for a reason. He's absolutely relentless.
Yeah,
he will not go down, and that's going to really, really piss Jonah off because his big statement was, "You come in, you go up against me, you stay down." And Ishii's a guy that doesn't stay down, as Eddie Hibbard sadly found out.
There you go. He doesn't. So I think this is going to be, I think it's going to be a pretty badass match, this one. And like I say, Jonah so far at all the pay-per-views, all of the specials is not let us down at all. So I'm excited to see where this one goes. I think this is going to be a really good match. Sorry, excuse me for my hardcore cough. So we then move on and we've got the Knockouts World Championship with obviously Tasha Steelz versus Rosemary. Now, I don't know how this one came about. So could you fill me in on this one? How did this come about?
Which was the Knockouts World title. There was a Knockouts Battle Royal for the #1 contendership on Impact Wrestling a couple of weeks ago, before the multiverse of matches, and it came down to Rosemary, Giselle Shaw, and Lady Frost, and Giselle Shaw had thrown Lady Frost over the ropes, and Rosemary had thrown Giselle Shaw over. Giselle Shaw had Rosemary in the heads, I think it was, and Rosemary just flipped over. She kicked Lady Frost off and then fell off herself. And Rosemary was literally left hanging over the ropes, staring over and pointing down at Tasha Steelz. I'm coming for you. So it was a really, really good match. But the whole battle royal was really good.
I missed that one.
I had Jordan Grace or Lady Frost for the win. I thought Rosemary was going to come up short again, like Alicia Edwards did, given how Decay's momentum was going. But when Rosemary won, I bloody pops like fucking crazy.
The only problem I find with it is, to me, is Rosemary's probably the credible
loser
knockout to lose. Yeah, because obviously she's prestigious. If Tasha Steelz beats Rosemary, that's a real feather in her cap.
Yeah.
As champion. So I'm interested to see. I think either way, this is going to be a really good match. Yeah, Rosemary doesn't give you bad matches. Certainly not now, like since she's recovered from her injury.
Yeah.
She'll give you everything that she's got. It's going to be a really, really good match, I think. I definitely think that. Now, where's Steve gone, by the way? He's not even left us a message.
I think his connection's gone down.
Oh, is it? Let's have a look, see what he says. Still having trouble here. We'll sort stuff back. Oh, he'll be back in a second. So let's bear with us. Steve will be back in a minute. He's the man doing all the sound bites. That's the trouble.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we then move on. And
I don't know whether to say congratulations or I'm sorry.
Hang on a minute. Was that you, Joe?
No, I don't have a clue how it works.
Who did that? Anyway, was that Steve or was that somebody else in the background? Who is in the background? I need to know. But anyway, I bet it's Trent. Is Trent in the background or is that Mr. Bone? I bet Mr. Bone's in the background. Whoever it is, come on. Tell us. Let us know. Anyway, so...
Might be Eli.
It might be Eli. Yeah. You never know. Probably, it could be Sammy. Sammy's coming in with,
Yeah, Sammy's come back.
That's right, ICU.
Boot Trent off again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we've got Eddie Edwards versus Jonathan Gresham. Now this is going to be awesome. I don't know where these guys have met before in the past. I certainly haven't seen it. So either way, I think this is going to be great. So I'm looking forward to this match. I think this is going to be a smashing match. We all know that Eddie Edwards is an absolute beast, and of course, Jonathan Gresham is the octopus. What more can you say, really? Just a quick thank you there to David Samuel Blaine for the super sticker. Really appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so much. So there is a lot of scope on this one. You've got Eddie Edwards, who is just never has bad matches. He's just a great wrestler. It doesn't matter who he's wrestling; he's always going to have a great match. And then you've got Jonathan Gresham, who is just one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. Again, I think either way, this is going to be a fantastic match. What do you think on this one? I know Eddie is, I know you're a big Eddie fan. So what do you
Eddie
think?
Edwards needs to win this match. On and more, I've got a huge momentum dive at the moment, and Eddie Edwards really needs to win this match. From what I can gather, guys, I don't think it's for the Ring of Honor title because I don't think Tony Khan would allow it. To be honest, that's all for AEW too. Then Impact Wrestling. But this match is going to be incredible. Eddie Edwards is out.
I love this match!
We've got a ghost. We've got a ghost.
That's going to be me from start to finish, as it was with Alex Shelley versus Mike Bailey, and it's probably going to be me for most of the pay per view. But I'm going to be, if I can,
We're gonna have to get ourselves tested after this.
There you go. That was especially for the beautiful Violet. She wanted that one, so there you go. How about that? Yeah. So you keep getting thrown off your game there, buddy, don't you?
I know. Unless for once it's not due to me forgetting something.
No, you keep getting all these sound bites thrown at you.
Yeah. Jonathan Gresham's absolutely amazing. I've never seen him until he came to Impact Wrestling, and he's been absolutely incredible. So this whole match is a great way to end the Jonathan Gresham stint at Impact Wrestling, and the best way to do it would be to have him lose to Eddie Edwards, because it's clearly up that this is to send him on his way while he goes to Ring of Honor. So, but Eddie Edwards needs this win. Honor No More needs this win, and it's the only way they're gonna keep the whole Honor No More story relevant, unless Matt Taven and Mike Bennett go to the final of the tag team gauntlet and just fall short to Violent by Design, which is I don't want to see Violent by Design lose that match. They deserve to hold it on for longer.
Yeah. I think what's interesting here is that I think, like you say, the reason the title is obviously not up is because of Tony Khan now owning Ring of Honor, I guess. But it also means 2 seconds. Hardcore.
At least he's not going to be a paper champion.
No, exactly. But it also allows Eddie to win, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It allows Eddie to win. He doesn't win the title. Jonathan goes, puts over Eddie. Jonathan then heads over. It'd be a shame. It is a shame if he's gone after this, because I was really hoping he was going to stay with Impact.
Yeah. Bonus Baby's asking why wouldn't Tony Tony Khan doesn't want Diana Purrazzo to represent their women's division even though she is the official Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. Instead,
You're nothing but a selfish prick!
Yeah, instead he's got an interim Women's World Champion in Mercedes Martinez, which is just a bullshit way of saying she's the next #1 contender, but even on like their big banners and that, she's holding the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship, and she's not the fucking champion.
Yeah, but what's interesting about all of this though is do you not think there's a storyline here? Because like this is written that way because Deanna's been mouthing off on Impact Wrestling about it.
I've been mouthing off on Impact Wrestling on it.
No. I'm talking about actually on. She mouthed off about it on Multiverse of Matches.
Yeah, I know. That's a fantastic promo, and I don't.
That's what I'm saying. So doesn't it say to you that potentially this is obviously a storyline?
Storyline or not, it's still pretty insulting.
I am the f***ing greatest.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, it is. But what I'm saying is, I think that's the idea, isn't it? To piss her off.
Oh, it's pissed a lot of people off, especially me.
Yeah, it's pissing people off all over the place. I mean, the interim title is a bullshit title,
Yeah.
and for me, and I'm sorry, but yeah, I don't rate Tony Khan as a booker at all. I think he's terrible. I don't know why he thinks he's so good at booking wrestling matches. Because
I don't know
he
why.
isn't.
I don't know why Paul White and Mark Henry haven't smashed his head together off a wall and said, "Wake up."
Stupid, mate. Stupid. But anyway, but like you said, you're right, Keith. I agree with you. I think it is to set up a match. And again, like you said, it's just funny that Deanna beat Mercedes in her last Impact match.
Yeah,
totally. TK's a twat. What was he doing?
he's trying to outdo Taya Valkyrie because Taya Valkyrie's going to beat Deanna Prazo for her title. So he's going to get Mercedes Martinez to do the same, just to try and one up Triple A, which is also a company that's working for him. So that he's going to piss them off, and they might even fall out with him over it because he's trying to upstage him to make himself look better. It's just all fucking. He's got a bigger ego than Ethan Page and Vince McMahon combined.
Oh crap!
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I'm with you on this one, brother. I'm with you. Anyway, moving on. We've got the Jay White versus Steve Macklin versus Chris Saban, another three-way. This, I think, will be pretty badass. I mean, we know that Jay White is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Steve Macklin is also, for me, he's not had a bad match in Impact Wrestling. Even his squash matches are just really good. And then, obviously, Chris Saban is the GOAT. So what else is there to say about this match apart from I love this match?
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm really looking forward to this. When Steve Macklin came out and attacked Saban at the end of his match, I was wondering, is this going to set something up for rebellion? Because it can't just go. There was a reason behind it, and obviously Chris Saban was one of the first guys to point the finger at Steve Macklin when the whole Honor No More story kicked off.
Of course, yeah.
And so it's a great way to play off with that. It's a great way to keep Steve Macklin as the bad guy or the anti-hero, however he wants to look at him.
Yeah.
And he's got the biggest chance of winning this match too.
I agree.
Because Saban and Jay White 1-1 against each other. So why not throw a third guy in and have him beat both of them?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, Steve Macklin could come out the winner on this one. I don't dispute that at all. Where he goes from there, I don't know. Maybe go back towards potential the X division. Maybe go back after Trey. Obviously if he wins his match, or Bailey or Ace, whoever it ends up being. Again, I think Steve Macklin versus Ace Austin would be one hell of a match.
Yeah, Steve Macklin versus Josh Alexander would be one hell of a match.
Oh my god, yeah, eventually when we get to that point, but I don't think Steve's quite main event caliber yet. We're not talking heading for world title yet. But I think this is going to be a great match, and I really look forward to it. I think Steve Macklin's come on so well. They've done so well with him as well, and the way that they've sort of slowly catchy monkey with him. Now I can't wait to see his matches. To be fair, I've been a Steve Macklin guy literally from day one. I thought from the minute he came out, giving it the Punisher vibes, I was all over it.
There's just something about the way he presented himself and when he came out to ring that just made you click, and you just thought this guy is going to be fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
and I've seen some of the stuff he's done at Wrestling Revolver too, and he's so brutal, and some of the stuff is just absolutely insane. He's just such a good wrestler and so underrated, and his promo work in recent months has gone sky high as well. It's like he's taken influence from Sammy Callahan and Eric Young and guys out back, and really clicked and taken it all on board.
Totally.
He's not afraid to put other people over if need be, and he's more than happy to listen and learn from everybody, which is just so great to see.
Yeah, I totally. And Tone, you're right. Tone 720. I completely saw the Punisher vibes in him straight away. The Frank Castle stuff. I'm a huge Punisher fan. On Disney. Was it Disney or Netflix? Netflix. Massive Punisher fan. I watched the whole thing from top to bottom, and I loved it. And as soon as Steve came out, I just totally understood exactly what was going on. Like straight away, I could see Frank Castle straight away.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And the way that his character's now evolving and developing, his in-ring work is superb. He's great. He's a great. And like Critical Sin say, this card has a bunch of dark horse match of the nights
Definitely.
in it. There's loads of them, absolutely loads of them. So yeah, this could be an absolute corker. And in fact, there is no doubt it's going to be a corker. But moving on from that, we then have got the AAA Reigns to Reigns Championship. We got Diana versus Taya. We've already sort of kind of spoke about this one, where we think this one could potentially go. This is going to be, again, it'll probably be a cracking match. I think it's going to be a very different match to the one that we saw before, where obviously Taya lost to Diana because Taya was on her way out at that point. So obviously she was
seen fighting like that from a woman since I left my ex-wife for her sister.
So so at that point Taya's putting over Diana, right? So I think it's going to be an extremely different match to that. But it's going to be a cracker. I'm looking forward to it. I don't think we've got any more to say on that one, to be honest.
Welcome back, Taya, is all I have to say.
Welcome back,
Viva
Taya.
Loca.
And like I say, we've already spoken about that one a little bit, so it's great to have her back. We then obviously the match, the headline match for the night is going to be the Impact World Title of Moose versus Josh Alexander. I think we've still got another 2, possibly 3 matches to be added. We've also probably got a couple of matches for the countdown as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing what more matches come ahead. And I can't wait to talk about it when we obviously headed into the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
There's nothing really else to say about the Moose Josh Alexander match. We know that's all come together, and we know that Josh has got revenge on his mind. Moose is just a great heel. So fingers crossed for me. Josh needs to come away as the champion now and be the face of Impact Wrestling. That's my thoughts. I've heard a rumor that Moose is carrying an injury and he needs a bit of time off. So I think that's probably what's going to happen. We're just going to have to wait and see. But it's going to be a cracker. I think it's going to be an absolute cracker of a match, that one. So obviously we've just talked about the matches we got so far. I want to go into a little bit more depth once we do our preview. And we've got obviously a full card as well.
We still need to know the Knockouts Tag Team title match and what's happening with that.
Exactly. So, we've got a lot of build going on with that at the moment. We'll get to that in a second. But, talking about Rebellion as we are at the moment, we still, from what I can gather, there is still really good, strong ticket sales for Rebellion and the following TV tapings as well. So, I think we're going to get a really good turnout for this event. A really, really good turnout for this event. I think they're going to be loud. They're going to be loving life. It's going to come across great on TV.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the strong ticket sales, I'm based on the fact that, on a regular basis, I go on and have a look to see how they do. There's not many floor seats left. We don't know how many standing, because they've got the general admission standing tickets as well. They've probably sold a load of those already. You're going to get the ones that come in and buy a few extras on the day to go and stand and watch and stuff. So I think it's going to be pretty packed in there. And like I said, the following day TV tapings as well is looking pretty good as well. So I think Rebellion and the TV tapings are going to be really well attended. And I think hopefully they get them mic'd well, they get them lit well. It's going to look great on TV as well. So excited about that. Are you?
I'm buzzing for it. I'm really This year has not been a letdown. Last year wasn't a letdown for Impact Wrestling, and the year before that wasn't a letdown. But this year, it's like everything that Scott D'Amore and Don Callis had in mind has now been put into motion fully, and they've taken it a step further than they even expected. But they even thought it was going to go themselves. Everything from advertising, promotion, just going out and having stars go on TV in the states they go to and make a couple of appearances there. things like that. They're really
they've been going to other
promotion
sports
is-
games and stuff, haven't they? And they've been all over, like throwing the first ball at baseball matches and all sorts of stuff.
We're even seeing adverts for it pop up on Facebook when especially when Fight is advertising. That Impact Wrestling events are the first thing to come up there rather than UFC matches or things like that.
The only thing that I'm disappointed in is I want to see more advertising on YouTube on all the different wrestling stuff. Like, I hate it when I click on an Impact Wrestling clip and it brings up GCW clips, or it brings up AEW, or it brings up WWE. It pisses me off. What they should be doing is advertising their own shit. On YouTube.
On their Impact website, they recently put up a clip for when Cody Rhodes came to Impact Wrestling. He's just come to fucking Raw.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing, but I'm just talking about kind of like advertising of shows. Like every time, like I'm not being funny, but right now, over the next couple of weeks, right, every time I click on a WWE video, every time I click on something from AEW, right, there should be an advert for Rebellion.
Yeah.
Right? Like when GCW were advertising the Hammerstone Ballroom, right? Like the week or so leading up to it, or the couple of weeks leading up to it, like every wrestling related video I clicked on YouTube started with a GCW advert for that show.
Yeah.
Everything. It didn't matter what I was clicking on. WWE, AEW, New Japan, anything that I clicked on that was wrestling related started with that GCW advert. Now, I don't see that from Impact Wrestling. I never see it.
No,
now, for a brand, for a promotion, it is so heavily YouTube based. I mean, they've got 4.5 million subscribers.
Yeah.
Right? 4.5 million subscribers on their YouTube channel. They run their show. They've got, the Ultimate Insiders. They've got the Insiders and stuff. Why the fuck do they not advertise their pay-per-views or their shows like all over YouTube? I just don't get it. I know it's probably expensive. But you've got to fucking speculate to accumulate.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, if you want bums on seats at your show, buying your merch, buying the tickets, you've got to fucking let people know.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to be advertising the shit out of it with really, really good promotional adverts for it. All over YouTube, all over Twitter, all over Facebook, all over Instagram. You've got to get it out everywhere. That is the bottom line. And it does piss me off that we just don't see enough of that on YouTube, especially. But, if they want to go for the bigger venues, that's what they're going to have to do. People didn't just suddenly... Exactly. When Tony decided... what's that? Speculate till you what, Bison? I don't know what that means. Anyway, right. So, like when Tony and the AEW guys wanted to sell out the fucking, 10-seater stadium or what it was originally, right? They advertised the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, like, they went crazy. They were advertising everywhere. It was everywhere, right? And then at the point that it was everywhere, everybody'd seen it. The social media hype was massive. Then they went, open the ticket office. And it sold out. Because everyone fucking knew about it. So I honestly believe that they've got to, that's the game that they've got to step up. They've got to step up that side of things, because it's starting to hurt now, because it's the one thing that they don't do. They're doing the media tours. They're putting on a good product. The production's improved. Everything else has got better. The merchandise is much better. All the different bits involved, the exclusive stuff they're doing, which is really good. Like we could talk about that they've just released the first series of the cards.
Yeah.
The wrestler cards, which is fantastic. And from by all accounts, they've sold a hell of a lot of them. So, that it's all good stuff. But the one thing they lack is advertising. They got to start advertising.
Yeah.
And it just pisses me off because, oh, sorry, Mary. Yeah, speculate till you articulate, I guess. Fair enough. So you have to speculate to accumulate at the end of the day. You've got to spend the wonga. You've got to get out. You've got to get some decent advertising, spend the money. Give it a go. Just pick a pay-per-view and try it.
Yeah, with Slammiversary, they could get some of the wrestlers to do like a 2 or 3 minute promo just to build that event coming up.
I mean, there's loads of
especially
things that they could be doing.
20 years of Impact Wrestling, they really need to punch that home a bit more.
I think so. If they've got to go for it for a Slammiversary, you need to be advertising the shit out of that. You need to be advertising the shit out of it all over YouTube. Get it everywhere. 20 years of Impact Wrestling. Come and celebrate with us.
I can turn it on anytime, Pat.
Come on,
no problem.
There you go. Yeah, see, I can do it. But anyway, that's my thoughts on all of that. It's the one thing that pisses me off about Anthem and Impact. They just don't do enough advertising. Anyway, let's move away from this. Matt Cardona, Chelsea Green, heel turn. Starting to gain some proper momentum and steam right now. I love it. What do you think, Joe?
It's been amazing. It's been so... We've been waiting for it to happen, and how it's been executed has just been brilliant. Because Chelsea Green fooled me. I really did think Deanna Prazo had broken her arm again. And when she kicked her in the wrist, I thought she did really damage the wrist, and that whole event afterwards with Mickie James in the match. I thought, oh fucking hell, this is really happening. But Tasha Steelz just played off it perfectly. Then the rivalry is good, and I hope this doesn't die down. I hope we get another match between Mickie James and Chelsea Green at least at Rebellion. And Matt Cardona has recently beat Nick Aldis in his rematch for the NWA World Title as well. So we could even get them facing each other one-on-one at Rebellion. Or even Slammiversary.
Can you imagine?
This rivalry could go on to Slammiversary Ultimate for the rest of the year, because it going in between two promotions, they can make it last a lot longer.
They could, they could. It could be interesting how that one goes. I mean, we all know I'm not the biggest Nick Aldis fan in the world. To me,
What the truth is, you're nothing but a mid-card donor.
I love the way he says Moose says Cardona.
Yeah, you're a donor
with an ER on the end. It sounds like a Bristolian. Mid Cardona.
Well, it sounds like he's donating cards to someone. You're like, what the fucking hell does that mean?
But it does actually. Yeah, you're right. I think this is great. I think this is exactly what we needed to see from Matt and Chelsea.
Yeah,
it's going exactly where we wanted it to go. We've been saying for months and months and months. In fact, we've probably been saying for a year, we want heel Chelsea, heel Matt.
Yeah,
proper, full-on GCW style healing. That's what we want.
I'm just wondering if Mickie James can break Chelsea Green so she goes back to being the broken bride that she was. After Bison sat her in alley,
she doesn't necessarily have to be the bride, but she could certainly be the hot mess again, couldn't she?
Yeah, well, she is the hot mess now, but to go right back to that completely
proper full-on hot mess, full-on hot mess would be amazing. Can I just say a quick hello to Hakeem? Don't forget to plug any of your. There you go. Is he doing it already?
Yeah,
he's got his new article coming out, which is great. So make sure you plug it, buddy. I do love your articles; they're great.
It's awesome. It's fantastic,
guys. If you've not read, any of Hakeem's articles, what the fuck are you doing? You need to get your ass reading this stuff. The guy is a fantastic writer, and his articles are fantastic. So make sure you go and check those out. They're well worth 10, 15 minutes of your time to give them a read. So I'm loving the way it's going. I just want to say quick congratulations to Savannah Evans for signing her multi-year deal as well. That's a big thing. Somebody was saying, what she actually done since she's been there. Well, actually, what she's done is her job, and her job is to make Tasha Steelz look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's backing Tasha Steelz up and she's making her look good. She's not meant to be the being pushed. She's not being pushed at this time. Tasha is, and she's there to make her look good and look after her, and she's doing a fantastic job. So maybe once she's not, being the person to back up Tasha, then maybe she'll start to get a push. She's going to be around for at least a couple of years now. She signed a multi-year deal. So who knows where Savannah's going to go in the future. I think she's a fantastic in-ring performer. Like I say, we haven't seen too much of her from sort of kind of a promo point of view because, why would she? She's
already got the look. She's got the look. She doesn't need to have to be a mouthpiece. She's got that look of I'm a main event star or I'm a force to be reckoned with. It's like Masha Slamovich. I want to see them two go head to head at some point.
Exactly. Two powerhouses.
That's where I'm seeing it going now. Hopefully, especially if Tasha Steelz retains the knockout settle and then let Suriga get the better of her and sort of like I could see Masha Slamovich going for Tasha Steelz and then Savannah Evans getting involved that way. It'd be great to see. And,
I totally agree. And Nails, you're exactly right. Everyone can't come in and be a champ straight off the bat. She's come in, they've given her a job to do, and she's done it really well.
Yeah.
Right. So they've rewarded her with a contract. And I'm sure in that contract somewhere it'll say there's a push in there for you at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think she's doing a great job. So I'm really, really looking forward to see where she goes from. Don't forget, Ace Austin has also recently signed a multi-year deal as well.
Yes.
And he came out and said, I think I saw something on Twitter where it was like, it's that time of year again. This time, like 5 years ago, whatever it was, I was in a dilemma. Where do I go? Who do I sign? Zaki's same position now. And every time I'm going to pick Impact Wrestling.
It's been a bangorama.
That's what you want. That's what you
devotion.
Want.
That's exactly what you want.
He wants to work for Impact Wrestling. Fantastic. So those are the guys that we want. So that's great. That's great. So congratulations to Ace. Congratulations to Savannah. Hopefully we'll see a couple more re-signing as well soon. Now the other news that came out of Maria Kanellis' mouth herself was that her deal was coming to an end after Rebellion. I think she's on a paper appearance deal or something. Comes to the end after Rebellion. There's no word on whether Mike Bennett or other members of Honor No More talent have been signed or their deals are up or anything like that. I really, really hope that this continues. I hope Honor No More continues. I hope to see Matt Taven especially and Mike Bennett stay as a tag team. I think as a tag team, those two are superb.
Yes.
And I want to see much, much more Vincent. Obviously, friend of the show, Vincent. He was on the show a couple of months ago. Fantastic guy, fantastic talent, awesome character. And again, like I said before, one thing Impact Wrestling does really, really well is they look at the unique talents. They look for characters that they don't have.
Yeah.
Rather than they don't, there's one thing you can say. You look at that roster and not one talent is similar to another.
No, it's very, very hard to it's even hard to compare most of the guys in the roster because they're so different from each other. It's so hard to just say that, I can't even think of a bloody good example now. Rosemary and Crazy Steve. They're two completely different characters, even though they're in the same team. And Havoc and Black Taurus. They're both big. They're big guys in Decay, but they're completely different to each other. Rosemary and Crazy Steve. They've been together for a long time. They're completely different from each other. Joe Doring and W. Morrissey is two big guys, for example. They're huge guys. They're 7 foot tall, and they're completely different from each other. The moves they move differently, they fight differently, they react to the crowd differently. And W. Morrissey's really just gone from heel to babyface without even needing to change his character, and which is incredible. The swerve that W. Morrissey has had since this year has been amazing.
I agree with you. Totally agree with you. But it's cool. I mean, we've got so much going on. I mean, that's interesting is what Critical Sting's saying as well. Don't forget, we've still got Sue Young to come back. Now, I noticed she started to promote herself again recently.
Yes.
So I'm assuming that, was she? I'm not sure whether she was at a match or something over recently. I'm sure I saw something where she was in a ring. I don't know whether that was an old photograph or something, or whether she's done something on the Indies. I don't know. Maybe he's critical seeing and let us know. But she's certainly got to be coming back fairly soon. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Now, moving on till tomorrow, we've got actually, let's talk about the digital media exclusive match first. So we know that this past week on Impact, they basically did a rerun of Multiverse matches. It didn't show everything, but they did a fair few. They did a fair few highlights of the show. They showed some of the matches, etc. Now, I believe that the digital media exclusive match was from Multiverse of matches. That's the Matt Cardona, Chelsea Green versus Mickie James and Nick Aldis. If you didn't see it in Multiverse of matches, go and check it out. Really good match. As much as I'm not a big fan of Nick, he was very good in this match. I thought he did a great job. So go and check it out. Not any spoilers if you haven't seen it. If
the whole event is on. The whole event is now on Impact Plus as well.
There you go.
I checked this one before we came on to see what the digital media exclusive of. The whole thing's on there now.
Well, there you go. So it's worth going and checking that out. If you didn't see this particular match, go and check it out, or go and check out the whole of Multiversal matches. Great show. We've got the BTI match, which has just been announced, which is Madison Rain versus Jessie Mckay. So we were talking earlier about the fact that we still haven't got, obviously, a knockouts tag match for Rebellion. Obviously, we've still got this feud brewing here with obviously the influence and the inspiration. So I'm assuming we're probably going to get a rematch for the tag titles, possibly. Hence why we've got, we've had these matches coming up. So I'm sure that's probably where we're going with that. So make sure you check out that one. What I like about the BTI matches, though, is that, for a match like that, they're going to give you a good 10, 15 minutes, and which is great. So make sure you check that match out. I'm sure it's going to be really, really good. So, hang on, what's this? Sue liked the tweet about this show. Well, Sue is a fan of TNI. So there you go. So there's an exclusive for you. Sue Young is a fan of TNI. So it's great that she's...
we'll have to try and get Sue on.
If we could, it would be amazing. But again, I don't know. We'd have to go through Dr. Ross, I guess, and see if he'd let Sue on. It would be pretty cool. But there you go.
Susan or Susie, maybe.
yeah. I'd love Susie. That'd be great. I've got the runs. So yeah, no, that'd be cool. But we then obviously we've got the Impact Wrestling show, and at the moment we've got Rocky Romero versus Jonathan Gresham. So again, whenever Rocky and Jonathan Gresham, two fantastic wrestlers, you're going to get a great match. I don't know what else to say, really. It's going to be good. Obviously, Violet's already seen it, so which is all good. Jonah versus PCO, the final match. Someone's going to die, I'm sure. Pretty sure it's going to be PCO in this one. He'd be gone for a little while. Then we've got Steve Macklin versus Alex Shelley. This is going to be interesting because obviously at Rebellion we've got Steve Macklin in with Chris Saban and Jay White. We've obviously got the feud thing going on with Jay White and the Motor City Machine Guns type of stuff as well. So I don't know. Could be interesting to see where it all sort of kind of pans out, really.
Yeah.
Can I just say, Humble Beast is with us.
Oh,
hello,
wow.
Humble Beast. The first time being live with the guys. Fantastic, mate. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it, buddy. And we appreciate all of you guys, to be fair. It's fantastic that you all come in and join us.
The Samovich interview is up, guys.
Yeah, the Samovich interview's up. Originally, I was going to do that one, but I was unavailable that day, and Mr. J Bone stepped in and interviewed her. So it's definitely available. Go and check it out. Really good, really good. So, and Violet's saying that the PCO match was recorded before he was hurt. So that's interesting. So that might be a bit weird in terms of continuity. Sorry, guys. I've still got a pretty nasty cough. I'm doing my best to try and hide it from you all. Maybe I'll just take a little sip of the apple and blackcurrant. You know,
Yeah.
I'm on the hard stuff.
Yeah. Gary's here. Welcome, Gary.
Wow, Gary's made it before the end. Gary, nice to see you, Gary.
Team Gary.
Yes, Team Gary's in the house. Fantastic. So we've got that. God, I'm sorry, guys. I really am. We've also got Deanna's Champ Challenge. No spoilers. Violet knows who it is, but you know, I don't know. We've got no idea. So looking forward to finding out who that is. But yeah, fantastic, guys. I mean, I think that's a good card. I'm sure we'll get another match in there as well. That just sort of kind of like happens during the evening. I don't know. I got a feeling that we're going to see some stuff from the Bullet Club, possibly.
Swingers Dungeons always are going to be around too.
We're going to get some sort of swinger thing going on, which would be great. Obviously, they've been building the Swingers Dungeon up. Deary me, I'm starting to get tickly. I've been going for an hour and 5 minutes, and my throat is definitely starting to go. So absolutely superb. One hell of a lineup for tomorrow night. Like I said, if you haven't seen the Multiverse matches, get yourself on Impact Plus and go check that out. Very, very good show. Very good show. So yeah, that's about it. I think that pretty much that's all we got time for this week, Joe, isn't it?
Yeah, give your voice a rest.
I need to give my voice a rest. My wife's going to be happy because I'm going to be going in and not talking much because I'll be like, oh my God, my voice hurts. But hopefully I'll be back to normal next week, guys. Hopefully. Now, please don't forget to head over to TNI Patreon for the exclusive extra content when you sign up. Also, make sure you watch tomorrow night's TNI Flagship Impact Live review directly after the show is aired on Twitch and YouTube, of course. Also, all TNI shows are available for all you listen on the go fans via audio only, via SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, basically wherever you listen to your favorite shows. We're there. So go and source us out if you prefer to listen rather than look at our ugly mugs. Where can we find you on the socials, Joe?
You can follow me on Twitter at JKEmptySpace. You can go on to WrestleBelly.com, go for their Impact Wrestling archives, and you can find a couple of stuff from me from there. Or jump onto Facebook, look for #EmptySpace, #The Void, or if you fancy to tickle your taste buds and your sense of humor, look for #Daily Giggle. And step in with an open mind, and you just might keep your sanity.
There you go. See, you never know. And of course, Steve's not here, but don't forget to go and check out Steve as well. I think it's at Simply Steve. There's
313.
313. There you go. Make sure you go and check out him as well. And he's also obviously put articles out every Thursday, all related to Impact Wrestling on WrestleBuddy. So go and check that out as well. If you're interested in finding out about the Bison, I really only go on Twitter when it comes to wrestling. So at Lord Bison 45, go and check me out. My follows are getting higher and higher every day. So come and help me hit my target of 2,000 for this year. You know, every single follow helps. 2 seconds. I am definitely done. So please take the time to help us out moving up the rankings on YouTube by giving us a thumbs up. And if you're new to us and you like what you see, then don't forget to click that fantastic big red subscribe button. Don't forget to give the bell a little tickle, a squeeze, and of course, a smash to never miss any of the great content coming out from the TNI-UK US teams each and every single week. Just want to say a quick thank you to anyone who's given us a super sticker today. I just remember it was Violet was one. And who was the other one? I've forgotten. Who's this up here? Who is that? Tell me off. Who is it that gave us a super sticker? Anyway, whoever it was, I want to say thank you ever so much. We really appreciate it. Don't forget, if you want to support TNI, head over to the Spreadshirt store, or you can head over to prowrestlingtees.com/Total Nonstop Impact. Where you can get there's some great shirts up there at the minute, actually. There you go. David Samuel Blaine. Thank you, buddy, for the super sticker. Really, really appreciate it. There's some new shirts on there. I think some new Total Nonstop Impact shirts on there at the moment. The Flaming Bird or something.
The Phoenix.
The Flaming Owl. The Phoenix.
Yeah.
Which is quite cool. So go and check that one out. And of course, there's the Lord Bison shirt, which the lovely Violet was displaying at the recent set of tapings over at the 2300 arena in Philadelphia, which I really, really appreciate. Thank you so much. And so go and check those out. And of course, the TNI-UK logo shirt is on there as well as the 3-man booth shirt. If you want to support us, then please feel free to do that. With all that said, I've been Bison, and this has been the Joker. And in the background, and at the beginning of the show, of course, Simply Steve. This has been episode 78 of Impacted. Take care, everyone.
Okay, guys.
We're Briscoes! We